I'm sitting here alone in this house, and I can't believe that that bastard of a husband of mine walked out and left me on Christmas Eve. The lights on the tree twinkle mockingly, casting a glow that feels more like a spotlight on my misery than a celebration of joy. I had spent weeks preparing for this day, decorating, baking, and dreaming of the perfect Christmas. A holiday filled with laughter and warmth. Instead, I'm left with a bitter taste in my mouth and an empty heart. It all started with the small things. A text message here, a missed call there. I brushed it off, convincing myself that he was just busy with work. After all, he was always so dedicated and ambitious. I admired that about him. But now, as I sit in this silence, the truth cuts deeper than any knife. He didn't just leave me, he left me for someone else. I discovered the other woman only days before he walked out. Her name was stitched into the fabric of our life, an invisible thread that had been pulling him away from me for years. I found a receipt for a hotel, a lovely little place just outside of town, and when I confronted him, he laughed. "You don't really think I would spend Christmas with you, do you?" he sneered, his eyes cold and distant. I had built a life around him, woven dreams of a family that never came to fruition. We had talked about children, but the conversation always shifted to later. And now I realized that later was just a way to string me along while he built a secret life with someone else. The money I thought we were saving for our future was hidden away, tucked into a bank account I never knew existed, a slush fund for his double life. I remember the Christmases we shared, the laughter echoing through the halls. I should have seen the signs, the way he would flinch at my touch, the late nights, the whispers on the phone that he would quickly silence when I entered the room. I was blind, wrapped in the warmth of my naivete, believing that love was enough to keep him anchored to me. Now the house feels too big and too empty. I wander from room to room, and the decorations are a stark reminder of what should have been. The scent of pine fills the air, yet it feels suffocating, like a noose tightening around my throat. I thought we had built a home, a sanctuary, but it was all just a facade. Sinking into my favorite chair, I pick up a mug of lukewarm cocoa, a solitary reminder of the traditions we established. I want to scream, to rage against the injustice of it all. How could he do this to me? How could he betray the vows we exchanged so passionately? As the clock ticks closer to midnight, the silence in the house thickens. I hear the faint sound of carolers outside, their cheerful voices blending with the distant jingle of bells. It pierces through my solitude, and I want to throw open the window and shout at them to stop, to be quiet, to acknowledge my pain, but instead I remain still, gripped by the weight of my heartbreak. I can hear the laughter of families celebrating and the joy of children tearing through wrapping paper, and I wonder if I will ever know that happiness. It feels like a cruel joke, a reminder of everything I lost in a single moment. Just then, I catch a glimpse of a red envelope peeking out from under the tree, something I had meant to give him. I pick it up, my hands trembling as I open it. Inside are the plans I had drawn for our future, dreams of a cozy home filled with laughter, love, and the pitter-patter of little feet. I feel the tears sting my eyes as I crumple the paper in my hand. At that moment, I realize that this year, Christmas will not be about what I have lost, but rather what I will reclaim. I'll take this pain and transform it. That bastard thinks that he broke me, but he didn't. I will become stronger and more resilient. I will find my own life, my own happiness, and I will not let his betrayal define me. So, tonight, I choose to be alone but will not let bitterness consume me. I will rise from these ashes, for this is not the end of my story. It's just the beginning.